The SAT essay is an optional add-on to the regular SAT. If you choose to add on the essay, you'll be adding 50 minutes to your test day experience, and you'll be given a separate essay score. It won't be wrapped into your overall SAT score. So what does the essay portion actually consist of? Well, you'll be given a 650 to 750 word passage, and your goal will be to write an analysis of the author's argument. So you'll read the passage and respond with an essay that analyzes the argument that the author made in the passage. You won't be making your own argument or describing something new. You'll be analyzing the argument you find in the passage. Now, I think it's important to mention that you don't normally have to get a perfect essay score. You want to get a good enough essay score that you're not raising any red flags when you submit your applications to colleges and universities. So it should correspond to the score you expect on the regular SAT. If you're aiming for a 1500 on the SAT, then you should aim for a very good essay score, but it doesn't necessarily need to be perfect. If you're looking at maybe an 1150 on the SAT, then your score on the essay can be a bit lower. So think about it relative to your SAT score. Your essay will be scored in 3 categories: reading, analysis, and writing. And in each of these 3 categories, you can get a score of 1 to 4 from 2 different graders. So the max score you can get on the essay is an 888 if you got a perfect 4 from both graders on each of the 3 sections. So we want to focus on getting as close to a 4 as we can in reading, analysis, and writing. So what makes a good reading score? Well, they're testing reading comprehension here. So you want to first of all make sure you actually understand the passage. And then, what's the main idea? What is the author's main argument? And what details support this main idea? Once you understand this, then in your essay, you should be citing specific details from the passage. That's really the only way that your scorers are going to understand that you read this effectively. And then when we look at analysis, what they're really testing here is, can you effectively analyze the author's argument? You're not making your own argument, you're analyzing the argument presented in the passage. So first of all, you should do some analysis work. Think about what that argument was, what is the supporting evidence and the reasoning that the author used. And you should discuss that in your own essay. And make sure, again, you're citing specific details from the passage to support your own understanding and analysis of the passage. And then finally, writing. So here is where we want to focus on not misspelling words, not using incorrect grammar, things like that. We want to write effectively. Does your reasoning and argument make sense? Is it easy to read and understand? Is your tone appropriate? So these are those basic writing skills. We want to make sure that we're focusing on the details here so you don't lose points on this section. Okay, so that's kind of an overview of our reading, analysis, and writing score sections on the SAT essay. Again, you want to focus on getting as close to a 4 as possible, but you want to remember you don't have to get a perfect score on the essay. It just needs to be good enough that you're not raising any red flags relative to your overall SAT score.